Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video I'm excited to do. It is going to be a new Shop to My Stash. So this is the series that I do every other month where I choose out some products in my makeup collection that I feel like need some more love. So I'm going to be going through the products that I chose out 2 months ago. I am going to be decluttering a few items from this one here. We are saying farewell. I'll be just saying goodnight. And then I am going to show you what I'm choosing out for the next 2 months. So this Shop My Stash will take us to the end of the year, which is kind of crazy, but also exhilarating at the same time to think about. I will link my Shop My Stash playlist down below. In between these months, I also do a project pan where I'm trying to use up or pan some of my products. So that will be listed down below. If you guys like these style of videos, I would love if you gave this one a thumbs up or gave it a comment or even subscribed. Get a little crazy. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video. All right, so I always get a lot of questions on my bag. When I do these videos, it never fails. A video does not go by without someone asking me where I purchased this bag. I'm so sorry to say that I did receive it in PR from a collection from MAC like years ago, and I've just kept it because I think that it's really fun. So that is where I have my bag, so I'm so sorry. I tried a couple times to look and see if it was available for purchase and I couldn't find it, but just thought that I would share that. Also, I did film this look. This is going to be in a video. It's a fall makeup look, obviously, but I'm also talking over 10 fall essentials. Makeup, beauty, and even an air fryer. So that video, if it's not up yet, it will be coming soon where I do this makeup look, but I do always link out all of my makeup down below. Okay, let's start off. Maybe let's just start off with what I'm decluttering. How's that sound? My declutter series has officially kicked off. I do a declutter series every year. It's kicked off with foundations, and I feel like I'm already feeling in the mood. I'm in the mood. So one is a foundation. I didn't want to declutter it in my foundation declutter because I knew I was going to be decluttering it in here. But this is from Colourpop. This is their Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. I have the shade Light 8N. I just don't love this one. I mentioned 2 months ago when I put this into my bag that I was like, when I first tried it out, my skin was starting to change and I was starting to have hormonal acne, which I have not struggled with since I was in my early 20s. And I was thinking it was certain products, either certain skincare or certain makeup products that I was using, until I realized no, it's just my hormones are completely out of whack. So, you know, there's that. So I really laid off on using this because I was like, what if it's this product? I'm just not sure. So I really wanted to give it another chance now that I figured out it's usually not makeup or skincare that is causing my hormonal acne to flare up. But I just don't love it. And I mentioned this the other day in a TikTok that I don't love it, that I wouldn't recommend it. And I had a couple people respond to say that you don't like it either. You feel like it just doesn't look good on you. It emphasizes your dry skin. One person goes, I don't understand. It pulls more matte on me. And I was like, I'm with you. I'm with you. I just don't feel like it's doing anything nice for my skin. When I put on foundations, there's some where I put them on and I'm like looking good. And then there's some that I put on and I'm like, huh, what should I do about this? And that's how I feel about this one from Colourpop. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it on to someone else who might enjoy it even more. But I'm not always a fan of the Colourpop complexion products. The Pretty Fresh foundation has been the first one that's really kind of blown me away from Colourpop. So fortunately, I'm just gonna declutter that one. All right, also from Kevyn Aucoin, this is the Supernatural Concealer. I have had this concealer for a while. I have a couple marks here on the back because I feel like I've used a decent amount of it. It is a really full coverage concealer. It's actually what I'm wearing today. I wanted to give it one last hurrah, and I'm also using the Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm. A lot of people requested to see that, so I thought that I would use it in the Get Ready With Me that I did, and then I thought, why not pair it, and it's gonna be its last ride. It is a very full coverage concealer, but I don't think you can get this one anymore. I've looked for it several times to link it for my description box and I couldn't find it, so I don't think it's available. It's nice. It's a little bit more on the drying side. I tend to like a full coverage concealer though, so sometimes I just try to use a small amount and do my best with it, but I don't reach for it as much anymore. I definitely have some favorite concealers, so I said I was going to declutter it after this farewell tour. Also on its farewell tour was my lip color. This is from Dose of Colors, and this is their liquid lipstick in Stone. I have had Stone for many, many years. We've had a lot of good memories together, but I actually did a video several months ago called like my farewell tour, and I was talking about products that are on their way out, but I'm trying to give them their one last parade, their one last ceremony, party before I get rid of them. And I did mention Dose of Color Stone, and I was like, you know what? I feel like the time has come where I can say goodbye to it, but I just snuck it into my Shop My Stash bag to get a few more uses out of it. I wore it a couple times throughout these past couple months, and I like it, but I know that it's a much older liquid lipstick in my collection. And I also, if I'm reaching for Dose of Colors now, I'm usually reaching for Truffle. I like it a little bit more, so I know that I'm gonna be okay now to say goodbye to Stone. All right, and then the final product that I am decluttering, whenever I pull mascaras into my Shop My Stash bag, I'm doing that with the intention of decluttering them after I come back to give my reviews, because mascaras is one that you want to kind of cycle through a little bit more quickly. So I take a mascara that is about to the end of the road and once again, try to give it its little farewell tour in the Shop My Stash bag. So this one is from Lancome. This is the Grandiose Extreme Mascara. This is a pretty nice mascara. Recently I did a mascara ranking video if you'd be interested to hear my thoughts on a lot of different mascaras. So you got your crazy kind of like bendy wand here, but I liked it. I do like the Lancome mascaras. I think they make really good ones, and this was another one that I thought was really nice. I've had it open for such a long time that I was like, I know that I need to just get some more uses out of it and then let it go. But I like this one. It wasn't like an absolute like wow standout to me, but it was good, and it did its job throughout these past couple months. All right, I believe those are all of the products that I'm decluttering, so let's just go ahead and keep going with some of these reviews. So I pulled in my Jouer face duos. I have a bronzer duo and also a blush duo, and I just wanted to pull these in because I felt like I hadn't been giving them much love recently. I don't know why. I thought, you know what I thought, let's say it together. I thought I was going to hit pan on the bronzer. Why? I have no idea why I always think this is gonna happen, but there's like, it almost looks like there's some little cracks in this side of the bronzer. So I kind of thought maybe, but I still feel like it could I'm like getting my microphone out, like my microscope. Karaoke. I like need my microscope out because there's cracks in this one. So I feel, I don't know. Maybe that's just the way it is. Maybe that's just a pattern that happens when you use it a lot, you know. I still really like this bronzer duo. I'm gonna keep using it, still enjoy it. And then also the blush duo, this one is in Adore. It's so beautiful. I mentioned this recently in my blush tag video that I did, and it's just so lovely. I also recently purchased a face palette from Jouer that has blushes and bronzers and a highlight, so I've definitely been using that one more. So I was glad that I have these in my bag because it's nice to get some more use out of them. For my highlight, I chose this one from Lunar Beauty. This is the Moon Prism Powder Highlight in Venus. This is a really pretty highlight. I'm very impressed with it. I know a lot of you have recommended to me to try the Lunar Beauty lip glosses next, so I'm definitely eyeing those. But this is the first product that I tried from the brand, and I'm very impressed with it. I think that it's really beautiful, and yeah, happy with it. All right, I was using my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I really do like this primer. I've talked about it a lot on my channel, but especially with wearing masks more, I'm really trying to have my makeup be really long wearing, I guess. So this is a really nice one to use with really any foundation because it's going to really kind of grip onto it and extend the wear and have less transfer on the mask. So definitely still really happy with this one. The only thing I would say is once you apply it, let it sit for like a good 10 minutes. Otherwise your foundation can tend to pill. But other than that, I think it's a great one. And then I was also using this e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set. I liked this setting spray. I had just recently got it from e.l.f. and I'd only tried it a couple times, and I don't have a ton of setting sprays to rotate through, so I was like, why not just throw that one in there? It's not like an overly mattifying spray because I don't think I would really like that, but I thought that it did the job well. It's a more affordable spray. I liked it. All right, for my eyeshadow palettes, I had put in these little quads from Charlotte Tilbury. I put in the Copper Charge and then also the Green Lights. I'm not gonna lie, I did not get to use these a ton. I mean, I used them a bit because this is kind of like my on-the-go bag. Like if I'm running into a town to shop, this is kind of what I take with me. I went to my brother's the other weekend. This is like my bag that I take with me because everything's just kind of already in there for me. So I did use it. I used it a bit here and there, mostly the Green Lights because I really like this one. I think it's real pretty. But there's been so many eyeshadow palettes coming out that I really couldn't get to my Shop My Stash bag a ton because I've been trying so hard to do looks and get reviews up and videos and tutorials and all of that. But I still really do like these quads. Green Lights is definitely a favorite of mine, but glad I got a little bit more use out of them. All right, from Pat McGrath, I had put in the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I have the shade Medium that I use. This is really pretty on the under eyes because it really does give a blurring effect. It's a very, like, one of the things that pops into my head, wait, does it say it on here? I was gonna say like soft focus. That's what like pops into my mind when I think about this one, because it just kind of softens everything, blurs it, kind of brightens it a little bit. I can use it on my under eyes or I can use it for my face too, and I think it's just gonna kind of give that blurring effect. Like, to me, this is kind of like a finishing powder is how I would view it. It's really pretty though, so definitely am going to be keeping this one around. Let's see, my brow pencil I had from NYX, this was the Fill in Fluff. I'm a huge fan of this one. I've been using it for a while now and I would definitely recommend it. I use the shade Taupe. You have a little brush on one side and then more of like your diamond shaped brow pencil on the other, kind of like the Goof Proof. I'm a really big fan though. It's so easy when I do my brows with this one. I would recommend. I always just pull an eyeliner in here. I had one in here from Milk Makeup. I'm a huge fan of their long wear gel eyeliner pencils, would definitely recommend. And then my lip combo I had from MAC, the Soar Lip Liner, and from Ofra, the Apricot Dream Lip Gloss. So this, yeah, this is currently in my project pan. I did not take it out from last time because I'm just curious if I can actually go through a lip gloss and like, I don't know for sure if I'm gonna finish it all the way up by next month when I do my last project pan check-in, but I feel like I'm going to be pretty darn close. So that's why I'd wanted to put it into my project pan, or into my Shop My Stash bag, because it would help me remember it more. But it's one of my beautiful shades. I would probably say my favorite lip gloss shade from Ofra Cosmetics is, it starts with an M, Millie. Millie is the name of that lip gloss. I would say that that's my favorite lip gloss from Ofra Cosmetics. But this would definitely be right behind it because it's just so beautiful. And then I do really enjoy the MAC lip liners. So those are my thoughts on everything that I had from my last my last Shop My Stash bag. And let me show you my choices for this month. Alright, I am back to show you my picks for the next 2 months. I often get asked the question too of why don't I show what it is that I'm picking out. I really don't feel like I have like a nice setup for my makeup collection. It's something that I'm still is like a work in progress from moving in this house. But I tried, it was a few months ago, I did like a test filming of like what the lighting would have to be and everything, and it's just, I just don't think it looks very nice, to be honest with you. So I know that I'm gonna get comments of people saying I wish you did it like everybody else, which is one of the weirdest things to me because I don't know why we all are striving to be like everybody else. But also if I did it the other way, I know I would get comments from people saying it looks so unprofessional, what's wrong with my collection, my lighting sucks. So I'm not gonna be able to please everybody either way, and this is just what works better for me. So this is how I do it. But to jump into my bag, I have my setting spray on top, so let's start with that. This one is from Morphe. This is the Continuous Setting Mist. I pulled this in because it's basically empty, but if you know me, sometimes I do that thing when something is almost gone and then I refuse to use it because I just don't want to use it up, because what if that time comes where I absolutely have to use this setting spray and it's already gone? I just can't have that happen. So I'm putting it in here so I can just finish it off because it's just sitting in my collection. I can't quite figure out why does I do that? So for my foundation, like I mentioned, I did this foundation declutter recently, and I even said in there, I'm going to pull this foundation into my next Shop My Stash bag, and I did not let myself down. I remembered that. This is from Estee Lauder, and it is the Double Wear. This was one that I kind of struggled with in my declutter because I was like, I know that I haven't worn it a lot recently. I feel like maybe I could declutter it, but I'm like not quite ready to declutter it. So like, what should I do? So I was like, it's kind of like on the chopping block. So that's why I thought I could put it in here, try to use it really consistently throughout the 2 months, and then decide, do I want to keep it in my collection or do I think I will be okay to get rid of it? So again, it's kind of what I do when I'm just not sure about a product. I give them their farewell tour and try to decide. So that is what I'm doing with the Estee Lauder. But I like didn't want to try it at first because I thought it wasn't going to work for me, and then when I did try it, I ended up really liking it. But there's just so many good foundations recently that this one just keeps going to the back burner, so wanted to pull it out and give it a shot. And for my concealer, I pulled out this one from Covergirl. This is their True Blend Undercover. I just haven't been using this one a lot recently, and it's a really nice one. It's very affordable. I like it a whole lot, and yeah, it hasn't been getting a lot of love from me. So when I saw this one, I was like, let's pull in the Covergirl. For my bronzer, this one is so cute. This is from Too Faced. This is their Sun Puppy Bronzer. It says it right on the back. Limited edition. bronzer. So I don't think that this one is available anymore. If it is, I will definitely link it down below. But I feel like it's so cute. I did not think I was going to enjoy it so much because I just thought it was not going to work for my skin. Like looking at this, I was like, who does this work for? But it actually ended up working on me a lot better than I thought it was going to, because there's not really a way to be like, oh, I only want to use this, or I only want to use this eye. There's not really a way to just put your brush in there, so I just have to swirl everything together. But I did like it, and again, I feel like I only used it for such a short amount of time because it was limited edition. So many people wanted this and couldn't get their hands on it, so when I used it, the comments were like, "Ah, I'm so sad," and I'm like, no, I don't want to make you sad. So I didn't use it for a while, but I like it, so I'm gonna get some more use out of it. All right, I have a little duo in here for my blush and highlight. This is from Natasha Denona. It is the Blush and Glow. So you have a blush on one side and a highlighter on the other. I have another mini. It's the one with the bronze toned blush and a more deeper highlight, and I use that one so often. It's one of my favorite products in my collection, just hands down. But I don't use this one super often because the blush is a little bit brighter for me, and then the highlight isn't quite intense enough for me. But I wanted to give it another try to decide, should I continue to keep this in my collection, or should I maybe think of passing it on? I want to get some use out of it and see what I think. And then also in here, I decided to pull in from TheBalm. This is the Take Home the Bronze Bronzer in Oliver, and I am wearing it today as my contour. And I mentioned in the Get Ready With Me video, I was like, I thought I was gonna pan this at some point, and then I kind of just kept forgetting about it. Sometimes I don't always contour my face. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and go right in with bronzer, even though I know bronzer and contour is different. But sometimes I just skip contour. But recently I've been finding myself gravitating towards it again, so I thought that I could pull this one back out. It's been in so many Shop My Stash and Project Pan videos, but I really like it. I really enjoy it. All right, for my powder, I also pulled out this one from CoverGirl. This is the Vitalist Healthy Powder. This is one that I haven't been trying to pan it since that's already happened, but I've been trying to use it all the way up, and it's like a never-ending powder. This one and my Charlotte one, like it's just never-ending. But I really like it. This one has been discontinued, which makes me very sad. I think you might still be able to get it on Amazon, but I enjoy it, so I thought it would pair well with the CoverGirl concealer. And then for my brow product, this is kind of random, but it's a fantastic brow pencil and I hear nobody talk about it. This is from Arches and Halos. It is a brand that you can find at Target, and this is their micro defining brow pencil, and I have the shade Neutral Brown. It is so fabulous. It's just this teeny tiny little pencil, but it's not like too tiny where it's going to take me forever to do my brows, but it's not like, it still gives me more precise brows, yet it's fast to fill them in. If you guys haven't tried this brow pencil, I really highly recommend it. You do have a spoolie on the other side. It's kind of, I would say, like mid-range for the price. Like, it's not like Benefit prices, but it's not like e.l.f. prices. So, but still, it's one of my favorites. I reach for it so often, and I just don't hear a lot of people talk about it. All right, speaking of e.l.f., this is the primer that I pulled in. It is their Poreless Putty Primer. I pulled this in because it tends to not be my first choice for a primer, even though I really like it. I know so many people love this. They compare it to the Tatcha. It like kept selling out for a while. Like, everybody has this primer and enjoys it. But you might know me. I don't like to put my fingers in makeup. It just like freaks me out a little bit. So while I do enjoy it, and I have used it several times, and I do think that it's a really nice primer, and I think it would pair really well with the Estee Lauder, I wanted to pull it in because, like I said, it's not my first choice. I often skip over it, and I would like to get some more use out of it. I just gotta get over that. I don't think I'll ever get over it. I'm just gonna be honest. For my mascara, like I said, with mascaras, I pull in mascaras that I'm planning to declutter at the end of the 2 months, and I put this one in because I know if I don't put it in a Shop My Stash, I'm just gonna keep hanging on to it forever. Like, maybe mascara will just keep coming into this tube. It'll be fine. So this is from Ilia Beauty, and this is their After Midnight Limitless Lash Mascara. It's a fabulous mascara. It's a favorite of mine. I believe this one is a tubing mascara, if I'm remembering correctly, but it's so good. I have found myself to really enjoy tubing mascaras. I have a mascara ranking video that I did recently. If I didn't mention that, it will be linked. And this is such a good one. But again, it's one of those that I've had open for a long time. It's about to the end of its life, but it's, again, I'm not going to get rid of it unless I'm like forcing myself to declutter, and I probably won't do a mascara declutter for a while. So I was like, put it in here, give it its farewell tour, and then just get rid of it because you have a problem, Samantha. You have a problem. For my eyeliner, I have one in here from Urban Decay, one of their 24/7 Glide On pencils in Demolition. It's just a brown eyeliner, nothing crazy. I need to sharpen it, but I just like to have an eyeliner in here. All right, for my eye products, I wanted to pull in a palette that I mentioned in my top 10 palettes for fall, because I just thought it would make sense. Today's video, we talked about fall essentials. So I was looking through the 10 that I mentioned, and I decided to pull out this one from Juvia's Place, and this is the Nomad palette. The reason I did that is because I feel like out of a lot of the palettes that I mentioned, this is one that kind of, I'll say, intimidates me the most, and I feel like would push me the most creatively, because there's not a lot of my usual neutrals and a lot of the usual suspects that I do in my eyeshadow looks, so that's why I decided to go with this one. But then I also pulled in the single shadow from Marc Jacobs. This is the Sequins Glam Glitter Eyeshadow in Paparazzi, because I thought in case I'm like using these and I'm a little bit stuck with the palette, this is super beautiful. It's a gorgeous single shadow. I've recommended this for quite some time. This copper color is so beautiful for fall also. It's just one of those, it's just such a stunning eyeshadow color. It's like 20, what is this one? $28, $29 on its own, which is so expensive, but it amps up a look. It looks so different than any eyeshadow that I'm gonna get out of a palette. So I thought it would be fun to put this one in here also. And then finally, for my lip colors, I've definitely been wearing liquid lipsticks more with wearing masks, and I'm getting back into wearing liquid lipsticks a lot recently. So I knew I wanted to pull in a liquid lipstick, and I thought I would choose this one from Lawless Beauty because I haven't been wearing my Lawless liquid lips very often, because again, I kind of went to glosses or lip liners and cream lipsticks, but I love the Lawless liquid lipstick formula. I think it's fantastic and they need some more love. So I pulled out one of my favorite shades, which is in George, which is just a nice nude. But then I thought I would pair it with this lip liner. This is from Christian Odette, and this was in collaboration with my friend Mel Thompson. This is the Smooches Lip Liner. So this one is going to be a bit more of a darker nude. So I thought it would pair really well with George, or I could kind of use a little bit more of Smooches and make it into a little bit of a darker shade also. But Mel did such a beautiful job on her collection, and Smooches is such a gorgeous, gorgeous lip liner. I reach for it. I want to say I reach for it so often, but I definitely feel like I have a couple of lip liners that I reach for a lot. So that's why I wanted to put it in here, because I just don't reach for it as much as some of those other ones, and I just feel like it's so good. So those are my lip colors, and after that, that is everything for this month's Shop My Stash video. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. Let me know your thoughts down below. As always though, if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.